Hi, my name is Maddie, and we are at 5,000 subscribers, baby. At this point, we're a little over, but whatever. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. Thank you all so much. I have been making videos since 2024, at the beginning of 2024. I'm going to get more into that in a little bit, but yeah. If you don't know me, then welcome, although this is a weird video to start out with. But basically, I started my channel at the beginning of 2024 to document two things. Number one, my weight loss, which is just a lifelong struggle for me, let's just be honest. And number two, my journey to have a baby. And I'm going to be honest, there were a lot of days where I felt really confident and excited about those prospects. And there were a lot of days where I had very little hope that it would never happen. However, as a lot of you know, in late 2024, we got the news that we were pregnant. I let you guys know at the end of my first trimester in 2025. And now my baby is over a year old. So we have had some amazing times here on the channel. And right now I'm focused back on weight loss again. Again, a lifelong struggle, but there ain't no shame in my game. I don't know why I say that. There's always a little bit of shame in my game. But yes, if you're new here for some strange reason, hi, my name is Maddie, and I am on a journey of weight loss and financial wellness after last year when I hit the wrong button. I swear to God, that was an accident. I swear, wait. Weight loss and financial wellness after last year when I had a baby. Let's get this shit show going, shall we? I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but this video is just a chill out session. This is a bonus video. A lot of you get really excited when I put out bonus videos. It always means a lot to me, so thank you. But this is for you guys. I don't know if it'll be monetized or not. We'll see. Stay tuned. I've got my creatine here. It tastes so good. And we're here to chit chat and react to some things. I put up a poll on my community tab. And I asked you guys if you wanted to hear me rant or if you wanted to hear me like react to things that make me happy. You guys chose happiness, but a few of you lamented that I wouldn't rant. So I think I will rant a little bit in this video, but it's mainly happy because we're here. It's a celebration. I would love to like film this on the weekend and like get a little drunk, but like I feel like I'm not always the best at reacting to things when I'm sober, so I don't want to add that. If anything, we're going for brain clarity here. Okay, I swear this is not an ad for creatine. I just like creatine. But before we get into the video, whenever I made that community tab poll thingy, what am I saying? That community post, I had somebody comment, one of my regular subscribers. I never want to say the name because I don't want to disappoint you when I inevitably say your name wrong. My brain pronounces it as Tesserae Rose. But she actually said that she wanted to see, I'm sorry, I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone. She wanted to see a video about my experience as a YouTuber. So like a reflection, how do I see myself as a YouTuber? Is it just a hobby? She had a few questions, and so I thought it'd be fun to answer those. If you're just here to see me like react to things, videos are always divided into sections. Originally, I resisted the idea of putting this all in one video, but this is a celebration. You're here to hear me yap. We're here to have a good time. I don't think I'm going to be able to film this all in one go, but I really did want to film at least some of the video in this room because this room has looked very different over time, but this is a very special room. It used to be my filming room, and now it's my baby's room. My voice sounds a little because I am low-key fighting back tears, but they're very happy tears. I really am so proud of everything we've done and how far we've come, and I'm so proud of just like, you know, the fact that you guys have been here to see it. I'm really hoping you guys will be here to see when I finally get a house someday. We are chugging along, paying down debt, not going out to eat, trying to save money and minding our business. And so I unrealistically hope we might get a house in 2027, but we also, it's not just saving debt. We have to put down a pretty sizable down payment toward a house, at least like $20,000, and that's going to take a long time to save up for. But in order for us to get any kind of house that we could actually fit in that won't be smaller than the apartment we're living in, we're going to need a pretty chunky down payment. So there's that. Okay, I did not mean to sidebar onto that, but I did want to answer Tesserae. I did want to answer her questions. And like I said, if you're like, Maddie, I don't want it, skip ahead. It's all good. So she asked for like essentially like a reflection of going from video 1 to 5K subscribers. So I kind of got into it a little bit just then, but I started seriously making YouTube videos at the very beginning of 2024. I don't know why, just toward the end of 2023, I was like, you know what, let's do it. However, I have a couple of random old videos where I tried kind of low key to make a channel back in 2019 or 2020. According to YouTube, I made my account in October of 2019 and I tried to make some videos in 2020. I didn't succeed for a few reasons. Life was kind of crazy back then. I know I've complained a fair amount about my job, but I would work this job 10 times over before working the job that I had at the time then. Holy crap. It was not good. It was bad. It was all toxic. One day I may talk about that if I'm ever like, just, I need a sit down video. I would probably title it something like My Boss from Hell, like very 2010s, 2010s-ish. But regardless, I had not a great job. I had not a great partner. I really just didn't have like good resources to have a YouTube channel. And so, and that was right before Henry and I got together. So things, I don't know, naturally changed. And the reason I got serious about it in 2024 was I felt just really serious about having a baby. I also will say back in 2020, like my videos were getting like 25, 50 views. And so I had a couple of videos pretty early on the channel actually like, you know, get like a couple thousand views. Now, one of my older videos from 2024 is one of my most viewed videos. So, you know, I actually was getting a little bit of traction. I mean, I always see like, it's kind of a spectrum because I did have somebody get on to me. I'm gonna take a sip of this. In a past video being like, girl, you have thousands of subscribers. Like, you know, don't say that like, you know, you want to like take off or whatever. You've taken off. So from some people's perspective, I've taken off. And from other people's perspective, like, obviously I haven't. I think I am somewhere in the middle. I think I'm a small creator. I don't know. What to you constitutes like the difference between a small, a medium, and a large creator? I don't know. I go back and forth on that for sure. But I think anything 10K subscribers and low for sure is a small creator. But like, I mean, subscribers aren't everything. Like view count matters and just, I don't know. But regardless, I'm here. I'm making YouTube videos for the love of the game. And, you know, a lot has changed. I really appreciate that I do actually make money making YouTube videos because I can afford things like the camera I'm using to film. I don't have to film on my phone anymore. And, you know, I can try out things like trying out the GoPro with my biking challenge that didn't go that great. But, you know, so that's nice. And I just always appreciate that YouTube really gives me a purpose and keeps me motivated. And I love the community. I love my community of subscribers. So a huge part of me is like, maybe I don't ever want to get bigger because, you know, the bigger the community, the more scrutiny, the more, what's this hand motion, matey? I don't know, matey. You know, the more likely there is for like some toxicity. Whereas I feel like my community is honestly like an A+ community. Y'all are great. Honestly, every now and then I be seeing y'all in comments of like other videos that I watch. And usually if I recognize one of you in the comments, I'll comment back. Be like, you know, what you doing here out in the wild, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like my people are good. You guys are like my children and you guys are amazing. I don't really know if that answered your question, but I wasn't truly motivated from my true video one back in 2019. I actually do have a couple of videos from like 2021 that I've let live on my channel. And every time somebody comments on those really old videos, I'm like, what you doing all the way back over here? So that's always funny. But for the most part, the old videos I have are unlisted because they're not good. But we all start somewhere, so it is what it is. Her next question was, do you see yourself as a YouTuber or is it a hobby? Yes. No, I do 100% see myself as a YouTuber. I don't think you can be as like dedicated to something and not see yourself as a YouTuber. What I struggle with personally is influencer vibes. And this is like a real peel back behind the old curtain. As I'm talking, I'm like, nobody cares about this, Maddie, but I don't know. I feel like I would care about this if I was listening to someone talk about this. Recently, Liam, the bean guy, the bean man, he actually made a video talking about how like, well, the purpose of the video wasn't him saying, you know, I'm just going to play his thing.
So while I totally understand why the people in our comments don't like influencers, I mean, when people ask me what I do for a living, I say, I make videos that people watch. And they go, so you're an influencer? And I'm like, yep.
And I really relate to that. Like, I'm proud to say that I'm a YouTuber. The vast majority, a lot of people in my life know that I'm a YouTuber. My mom and my sister don't know, but like friends, some coworkers, like people know that I'm a YouTuber. I'm happy to say that I'm a YouTuber. I'm generally pretty proud of my content. There are times where I'm less proud, but you know what? We do our best. I'm okay with it. I see myself as a YouTuber. What I struggle with is seeing myself as an influencer. But like, you know, I feel like part of the nature of like taking sponsorships is like, girl, you're an influencer. I once actively, because I feel like I've had a lot of sponsors this year. Thank you guys for always giving me love on that, because I'm always afraid. I mean, if someone says like, ugh, these sponsors, like it is what it is. But, like, I shouldn't say I'm afraid of it, but like, I wouldn't have been surprised if anybody commented that they were annoyed that I have sponsors. At least as of filming this video. I've watched somebody's mad at me right now as we speak, but that's okay. Part of the nature of taking sponsorships is going more into influencer territory. But before I took a lot of sponsors, I specifically said in one of my videos, I'm not an influencer in the slightest. I don't consider myself to be an influencer. And part of that for me, I guess my brain was basically like, I see influencers as having a much bigger following, casting a much wider net. And so someone actually commented and they were like, girl, I bought Persona 3 Reload because you were talking about Persona 3 or the Persona series. So yes, you influenced me to buy that. So yes, you are an influencer. And I was like shook. I was not prepared. I just hit the mic. I'm sorry. But I was shook. I was not prepared. I was like, damn, that is influencing. I hope that person liked Persona 3 Reload. I hope you liked it. I really like it. Yeah, my bad. But I was shook. I am proud to be a YouTuber. I consider it to be more than a hobby. I just give so much of myself and my time and my effort and my energy that I can't not. So I do, even though I have a day job, I consider myself to be a YouTuber. Jesus, no one asked me to be that thorough. All right. And then what did you find out that was shocking to you after you started making your own videos? I don't know that it's shocking. I don't know if shocking is the word I would use, but number one, I think it's not shocking to me anymore because I'm used to it, but it does take quite a long time to edit videos and put them together and do all that stuff. I've never like sat there and actually thought it through, but I do know back before my baby was born, not uncommon for me to spend a good 8 hours editing a video on a Saturday. Now it's harder to keep up with because I will do it like in pieces in the evening after he's asleep. But that's usually a bit of a shock to people when they're first starting out. It really depends on the type of content you make. I was talking to another YouTuber at one point in my comments, Thighs the Limit, I believe. She might like see this and be like, girl, I don't remember having this conversation, but I'm pretty sure it was her. And I mentioned that vlogs are actually probably the hardest for me to edit. I have gotten better at shooting them to where they're not as difficult, but for me, they can be the most difficult. These talking videos are the easiest. And then the workout challenges, it just depends on how long they are. I've gotten better at editing those too. But what is my point? I guess like initially, like when you first start your channel though, it can be a bit of a culture shock. All the things you have to learn, there's an art to it. There's an art to learning how to edit. There's an art to learning thumbnails, which I'm still not great with thumbnails. I do try. I've accepted my thumbnails are never going to be the best, but I do try to put my own personality into them. So that can be like, I guess that's like the initial, you know, shock. I think a big part of being a YouTuber, though, is how it has changed how I see other YouTubers. I'm definitely more sympathetic to people's struggles and people's plights. And, like, we all objectively know that there's more going on in someone's life, a YouTuber's life, than what they can or do let on. Even someone like me who's an open book, I have things that I haven't been able to mention on the channel. And so when people are like mad at someone like, oh, they haven't uploaded in a while, or they are being really vague about this, like I don't really feel like I ever got angry about it before, but I'm even more sympathetic to it now. A while back, Smitten Hamster actually asked me if I comment differently as a YouTuber versus when I was just a viewer. And yes, the answer to that is yes. And it's in part just because like I know there's a lot that goes into it. I also realize that sometimes people can say things and they can come off wrong, and that's just not how they meant it. Because, you know, when you film yourself a lot, inevitably you're going to put your own foot in your mouth. But I think the part that like, again, shocking wouldn't be the word I would use, but the part is that I think of is that I consider other obstacles that I don't think the average viewer might consider. Yeah, that's pretty much what I got there. I don't know. I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to reflect on that and answer your question. It's not a dedicated video, although I did ramble on for a good 10 minutes, but I hope it answered it. Now, I do not have time to react yet. But I just wanted to sit down. I just wanted to chat with you guys. But I will be back when I have more time, and probably not in this room. But I really just wanted to reflect in this room specifically because this room is very special. Okay, I'll see you guys later. It's a new day. I don't know, I'm so sorry, but that's what came to mind. It is daytime, so I'm not drinking the red wine that I envisioned, but I am drinking an Alani cotton candy. I'm actually not the biggest fan of this flavor, but I buy my Alani in bulk and this comes in there. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. And we are here to do some reactions. Now, I'm not gonna use the word agonize, but I did deeply ponder what I would be reacting to, because I did want it to be things that bring me some semblance of joy, but like I can't just sit here and laugh with you guys. Like that's not transformative content. So I tried to pick creators that I like and videos that I actually have some commentary on. So let's just get into it because I know this video is going to be long. Okay, so the first creator I'm reacting to, I think she just goes by Ari on YouTube. I watch all of my short form content on YouTube Shorts. I am old. I know there's plenty of millennials on TikTok. I'm just not one of them. I just could never get the algorithm to act right. It would always like suggest weird stuff for me to watch. So it's gonna be a no for me, dog. Regardless, she goes by Ariyasso, but I think it's just Ari on Facebook. And funnily enough, I'm talking about being elderly and old. And this is her skit called Those People Who Can't Accept the Fact That They're Getting Old.
Yo, I always get mistaken for being a newborn baby all the time. They really think I'm a baby. Like, people be telling me all the time that I look 19.
Yeah, in dog years.
See, I'm 40.
Okay, so I agonized over which one to pick from her because she has a lot of funny stuff. Dad's at the airport. She has a lot of really funny stuff. But the reason I picked this one is I actually commented on this one. I have, for some reason, the whole anti-aging propaganda is not the vibe for me. I really don't like when people are like, oh, I look so young for this, or they look so old. I'm like, first of all, people die young. Please be happy. Why is this turning into a rant? I promise this is a celebration. I'm sorry. But it does drive me crazy, the anti-aging propaganda that is going on. In fact, I watched a video from the Financial Diet, which this is not financial really at all, the video topic, but it literally was called something like millennials need to accept the fact that we're middle-aged. Now, I am a 33-year-old lady. I wish Jenna stayed on YouTube to like say that she was a 33-year-old lady, but I think she quit at 32. I'm officially older than Jenna Marbles was when she quit YouTube. Regardless, I'm 33, so I hope I'm not middle-aged because that means I'm going to die right when I retire, which it's not the vibe. Knowing my luck, that's exactly what would happen. But her video really like made me think about how the anti-aging propaganda, I shouldn't call it that, but you know, just the rhetoric around aging has gotten, how bad it's gotten. It's never been good. You know, look at Disney villains. They're all old or fat. Same. And so it's like being old and overweight is a bad thing. And that has been drilled into our heads since childhood, for forever. However, I have family members that will do this, and it's so incredibly toxic. We'll keep watching for a hot second.
And I literally look 18.
But wasn't Booker T. Washington your prom date though?
How old do you think I look?
I mean, you look at least 52.
You meant to switch it around, right? 25, right? Not 50. Yeah.
Nope.
Yo, y'all want to see my high school yearbook?
Didn't you graduate the same year as Betty White though? Like I could have sworn.
No, she was a grade above me. I'm way younger than her. I'm telling y'all, 95 is the new 25.
Excuse me, ladies. Are you guys in line for the bathroom?
We're not sisters. We are not sisters. I'm literally her mom. I know we look like sisters. Y'all don't know nothing about teach me how to Dougie.
Huh?
Okay, so my sister does that all the time. So my sister she was young-ish when she had my niece. She was about 23. My niece is a teenager now, and my sister is not 40, but I do like to mess with her and tell her she's pushing 40. She is in her like late 30s now, mid to late 30s. And she says all the time, like everybody always says that they don't believe that we're actually related. They believe that we're just sisters, you know, or well, I guess that would still be related, maybe, my God, but mother and daughter. It's just hilarious to me. And my mom and my sister are very much big into like dyeing their hair to hide their grays. Here's the thing. My hair is dyed, although I will say it's not dyed to hide my grays. I do have a nice cropping. You can't even see them. Look at them hiding. I think they're over here. I do have a nice cropping of gray hair. And you know what? If I one day feel the need to dye my hair to hide the gray, so be it. But they're very much like, oh, I can't let people know I'm aging. The comment I left, because I mentioned I left a comment on this video, I said, I have a family member like this. We had a party and she was the oldest person there. And she asked, who was that older person at the party regarding my coworker who's 15 years younger than her? I wanted to be like, you're the older person at the party. So I don't know why I was being so vague. This was my mother at my baby shower. This is very random, but I saw this old BuzzFeed video that Eugene was in, and he mentioned that his mom likes to like do these weird backwards compliments of herself.
My mom can turn any situation or conversation into a compliment about herself. President Obama did something. She'd be like, yeah, he's very, very organized like your mother.
You are smart, like your mom.
And my mom does that, and maybe it's because everybody's moms drive them crazy, but it pisses me off because she thinks she's being slick. So one time she tells me, so she made that comment, and I really didn't appreciate it because it was a backhanded comment about my coworker looking older than she is, and she's not. One time she was talking about one of her friends and she's like, yeah, you know, my friend who's the same age as me is completely gray. And I actually think it looks good on her. Like she can actually like rock that look. I wish my hair would go all gray so I could stay all gray. Girl, you ain't slick. And I'm not impressed. But, you know, I think the bottom line here is that it's okay to accept the fact that you're getting older. It's okay to age. My grandfather apparently used to have this plaque that said, don't regret getting old. It is a privilege that's denied to many. And why do I feel weirdly emotional? But I feel very strongly about that. I will say my anti-aging comment in this whole thing is that the women in my family, I say the women in my family is almost primarily women. The men, where are they? They do age gracefully, and honest to God, our theory is that a lot of us still live in South Louisiana. I am no longer one of them. And it's so humid down there. Like you people that live in Missouri is like, oh, it's so humid today. I'm like, you know nothing. You know nothing about humidity until you live across the street from a bayou. You don't know a thing about humidity, or an hour and a half from the ocean. It's so humid down there that it hydrates the skin so you don't look like, you know, I don't know, your skin's always hydrated because that's part of like wrinkles and what causes wrinkles. It's also elasticity, but still. So that's my theory as to why the women in my family look kind of like vampires, because they do be aging really well. I did see my aunt, one of my great aunts, whenever my other aunt, her sister, was in the hospital back in May, and I hadn't seen her in years, and I was shook. She looked, and she was fully gray. She was rocking her gray hair. She looked amazing. Like I was shook. But also it's just the way she held herself. It wasn't, oh my God, she looks so good for her age. She just gave the air of wisdom and being refined. And I just really would love it if we reached a point in our society where instead of being upset that we're aging, a natural thing that we are all going to do in a perfect world, we just embrace it. We love it. We accept it. That was one short and I talked for like 10 minutes. We're gonna move on. Okay. So the next short I want to react to is by this guy called JGPunfilteredd with 2 Ds. I kid you not, for the longest time, I called him JGPunderfield, which, why? Now, I really like this guy. Anytime I'm like telling my husband about like one of his skits, I'll be like, oh, that guy that's like, we have a newborn and a 2-year-old. Well, now his newborn is like 10 months old. So it's really interesting to, you know, hear about that and whatnot and like what his baby's up to, because she's just a couple months younger than Hank. And so I don't know, I'm always intrigued. It's interesting to see people who have, I guess they're not 2 under 2 now, but I think they started out 2 under 2. Would I want that life for me? No, I wouldn't. Now, I will say he can be a little bit performative.
Walking through a store with 2 children by myself, I swear people look at me like I'm a freaking superhero. Moms do it every day. It's not a big deal.
But he does bring a lot of awareness to like, hey, dads can be equal partners in the household. So this was actually a pretty recent one that he put out that I quite liked. POV, the advice parent versus the real parent, because everybody has some freaking advice.
You're gonna miss this. Actually, I'm not. That's an awful thing to say. No, it's the honest thing to say. I'm not gonna miss running off of 3 hours of sleep and dealing with tantrums in the middle of the store.
So I promise I will not react to every single one of these. You know what's crazy is how the pendulum swings to and fro. It's either you're gonna miss this, or, and he mentions it later in the video, just wait until this. I'm gonna get to the just wait stuff. God, this is supposed to be a celebration, yet here I am ranting. I'm gonna get to the just wait when he gets to it, but yeah, the whole you're gonna miss this thing, I don't mind hearing that if I'm being completely honest. But to be fair, I haven't reached toddler stage. My baby is a year old. I will say I don't entirely miss the newborn days. However, for his birthday, my husband and I were like looking at old videos and old pictures and stuff. And I did feel like that pang in my heart of look how tiny he was. Bless his heart. And I'm not so far removed that I'm romanticizing the newborn stage. It was hard. It was really hard. Parts of it were nice though. I can't lie. Like, I did enjoy cuddling with him a lot. He's Mr. Independent now. Like, he had his shots this week, you know, his vaccines. And I kid you not, like, I was like, I'm going to cuddle him extra before bed. He did not want that. He was pushing off me so he could lay on his stomach in his crib with his little tush in the air. He did not want me. Regardless though, telling a struggling parent, you're going to miss this, miss me so hard with that shit.
My kids never acted like that in public. We didn't put up with tantrums. Yeah, spanking would be easier than talking to them. And having them fear me would make things a whole lot easier. Well, when's baby number 3 coming?
So we call that whole, my kids never acted that way, y'all never reacted that way. When it's older people, we call it gramnesia. Grandma has amnesia. My mom hasn't like done that to me where she's been like, well, actually, she totally has. She's totally done it. I don't know why I'm trying to give her this credit. She's done it. It hasn't like grated on me too much, but yeah, I'm like, every time she says that though, I'm like, ah, yes, I'm sure you have a perfect memory of what went down 33 years ago when you were very sleep deprived. I'm sure you remember exactly what was going on and your memory was crystal clear. Never mind the fact that we are biologically programmed to forget how hard stages of childhood and pregnancy are because we biologically need to make more children. You know, that's what's in our DNA is that, you know, we have to want to make more children. But yeah, sure, go off, queen. Like, yeah, I never didn't not sleep through the night. I kid you not, one night I was telling her, I don't mean to villainize my mother, I'm so sorry, but gramnesia. I was telling her about how our baby just kept waking up like every few hours, normal baby behavior, but it was a particularly rough night, and she was like, y'all never did that. You need to put some rice cereal in his bottle. I really, at some point, I don't know when I would have time to, and it's outside of my current niche, and I really have niche down this year. I would love to make a video entitled, You're Not Imagining It, Parenting Has Gotten Harder. Because like he was talking about in this video, like back in my day, back when I was a kid, I'm going to finish my point. Back when I was a kid, yeah, if your kid talked back to you, you'd smack them. Smack them right in the mouth, smack them in the face, smack them on the butt, whatever. You didn't have to stop and talk to them. You didn't have to explain to them. You didn't have to empathize with them. Like, no one did that. And like, that is much easier for the parent. And, oh my God. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go deal with the cat. You could have had freedom and now you chose this. I don't know where I was, so we're just going to keep going.
We're 3 coming. We're not. We're good with 2. But having more kids is amazing. Oh, it absolutely is. It's also one of the hardest things I've ever done and the most expensive. 2 kids is a complete family. No kids or 1 kid is a complete family. We solely breastfed. We didn't want our babies taking formula. Not that it's your business, but we did do both. But ultimately, formula is what worked out for both of our girls. Breastfeeding is beautiful and amazing. Not everyone can, and I feel like no one talks about how huge of a mental toll that takes on mom.
Okay. Oh my God. God, it's becoming a ranty video. I did mention at the beginning that sometimes I feel like he can be performative. I so appreciate a male perspective, a male giving his perspective on, hey, I noticed that it's actually really hard on moms to solely breastfeed. I have a whole like hour-long video about my failed breastfeeding journey. You can feel free to watch it if you wish. No shit, you don't have to. But it is incredibly difficult. It's really hard because I was in like a mom group. Well, I still am. We still talk. But I took like a parenting pregnancy class when we were all pregnant. We all have babies, actually all boys around the same age. And they all were able to successfully breastfeed. You know what else that meant though? They all have to get up with their kids in the night. And I'm going to knock on wood so hard right now. My baby is the only one consistently sleeping through the night. They still have to get up in the night. Their babies still need to nurse. And I'm not saying that as, I have so much guilt over stopping breastfeeding, but the fact of the matter is these women are overtaking so much more. I think when you solely breastfeed, there's no way to be a 50-50 partner with your partner. And I'm not saying that to like, you know, men can't help that their nipples are stupid and useless. Okay. But like you take on so much. And so the fact that our society demands and judges mothers who are already taking care of all of their other child's needs if they want to do formula or if they have to do formula is wild to me. It's wild. And I will also say that, like, for me personally, if we have a second child, I am pretty much probably just going to go straight to formula. If somehow I don't end up with gestational diabetes, I will seriously consider trying to breastfeed. However, they told me that, like, that was one of the many things working against me for breastfeeding. I just never could get my supply up. Okay. We've been talking for 10 minutes about this video too.
At least make sure you sleep when the baby sleeps. Yeah, that sounds great in theory, but one, the baby doesn't sleep that great. Also, if I did that, the laundry wouldn't be done, the dishes would be stacked a mile high. It also kind of feels like it never ends if you just go to bed and wake up and it's baby and go to bed and wake up and it's baby. You think this is hard, you just wait.
Oh, okay. Going to the baby point. Yeah. One of the funniest responses I've ever heard of that is like, should I do laundry when the baby does laundry? Should I vacuum when the baby's vacuuming? Should I make dinner when the baby's making dinner? You know, it's just wild. And then the just wait. I'm fine. I'm okay. I cannot stand that. Oh, you're having an easier time? Oh, you're enjoying this phase? Well, just wait. Just wait. You won't be. Why do you have to do that? Why? And I haven't had it happen yet. I haven't had it happen to me yet. I think people and we as a society are getting away from that. But I have witnessed it happen to another mother before I even had a child, where they asked her, like, and she had a 2-month-old and she was a first-time mom, and they're like, how's it going? She's like, you know what, it's really good. She's only waking up just about once a night to feed. You know, it's going really well. Well, just wait. And I immediately cut them off and was like, that's so wonderful that you're having such a good experience. That's amazing. I love to hear that. And then they sound like a dick if they're trying to interject. Well, just wait. Oh, damn. I wanted to trauma dump on this person who's going through a vulnerable time in their life, and this bitch just cut me off with positivity. God. Okay. Yeah, I hate the just wait. Just wait until what? I mean, and then the worst part is the pendulum swings back where by the time they're 18, it's like, yeah, you really got to treasure that time because it goes by so quickly. And then before you know it, they've moved out. It's like, well, which is it? Which is it, Sharon? So the next creator we're going to react to is called Refashioned Hippie. And I have heard of her before I found this video. She has a very soothing voice. She starts out all of her videos by being like, hello. And I'm like, hello, lady. Hello. I originally found her because she had a series called, like, reacting to clothes that my boobs would laugh at.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Clothing My Boobs Laugh At. Because this isn't a hair accessory, it's apparently a top. You see that, girls?
Amazing, incredible. But she recently started a series called Fixing My Millennial Brain. And in this video, she talks about essentially like learning to love herself more as a millennial who grew up hearing that people like Kate Winslet in Titanic and Jessica Simpson were fat at like a size 4 and that, you know, they had ballooned out of shape and this and that. This particular reaction is for the movie Ever After. Love that movie. I love it. So we're gonna react to it.
Hello, and welcome back to Fixing My Millennial Brain, the series where I Google actresses that I was told were bigger to see why my brain will not accept my body as it is. Today, one of the most requested pieces, we are discussing Ever After. If, for some horrifying reason, you have not seen this movie, go now. I'll wait. No, that doesn't make any sense. We'll keep going. Ever After is a Cinderella story.
I'm sorry, I just have to interject. Drew Barrymore's dress and like her big scene at the ball is everything. It's everything. It's so freaking gorgeous. Her dress and then the dress with Juliet and the Leonardo DiCaprio, the Baz Luhrmann, I may be butchering his name. Her dress is cute too. I love her dress. But Drew Barrymore's ethereal ass look. Oh, love it.
Starring Drew Barrymore as Cinderella, or Danielle de Barbarac, or Comtesse Nicole de Lancret, depending on which part of the film you see.
Yes, ma'am.
Melanie Linsky played Jacqueline de Ghent, the fat sister. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's part of the movie that she is the bigger sister. At one point in the movie...
Okay, so Melanie Linsky. I don't know if she gets into it in this video. I haven't watched this in a hot minute. I just saved it. to potentially react to. Melanie Lindsay was also in Coyote Ugly, and first of all, she's gorgeous. She's absolutely gorgeous. And apparently, like, she got a lot of hate for looking too fat in that movie too. She's barely in it, first of all. But second of all, like, how can you look at that and be like, she let herself go? What the hell is wrong with people? Okay.
At one point in the movie, she's trying to cinch a corset. It's not fitting. And she tells her mother she can't breathe. And her own mother says, if one cannot breathe, one cannot eat. And then cinches the corset tight. Side note, I know it was the character. You didn't say it. You are perfect and you've never done anything wrong.
That's correct. That's 100% correct. Amazing. Morticia, the girl, the queen. Wasn't she the witch in Witches? Am I wrong there? I don't know. Either way, love her.
And I really wanted to include this because a lot of the comments that I'm getting, you guys are telling me how your mothers said things to you, inadvertently or not, that stuck with you forever. And I think that's important, and it's important that you know they were wrong.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot this video was sad. Now, my mother has had some, like, toxic diet stuff, you know, rhetoric that I had to live with. But you know what? That's just living as a millennial in the age that I did. My grandmother, on the other hand, was a gigantic piece of shit. I have a video, so I always, fun fact, a little behind the curtain show. What am I trying to say? Not always, but I typically will have a video loaded in the chamber, an unlisted video, unlisted video that hangs out in my YouTube studio, where if something ever happens and I can't get a video out to you guys on Monday, that's the one. Load her in. It's just my just in case of emergency video, and it is about why I don't talk to my grandmother and why I will never let her meet my son. And so I had to live with a lot of that rhetoric from her, and there was a lot that she said that will always stay with me even now as a 33-year-old woman. I'm sorry, this is sad. Okay, the next thing should hopefully be shorter, but I don't know this person. Her name is SharellGrantOfficial. And I knew I was gonna put this or something like this in the video, like as soon as I was like, I wanna react to things that I love. There's a very specific niche of short form content that has been served to me that I love. And it's called, I call it anyway, women being bad bitches. It's basically like women accomplishing amazing feats. And it's usually normal women, although, you know, the everyday woman. But this, what I'm going to react to, she's actually talking about famous people. But typically, they're basically like, I don't know why, but they're pretty much always set to Jason Derulo. What the hell's that song? Talk Dirty to Me. I'm like, been around your world, don't speak the language, but your booty don't need explaining. And it's usually these women doing amazing things in the gym, and they're not being like ogled or anything like that. They're literally just being bad bitches. And usually people around them are like genuinely impressed. And I love to hear that. So this video, the caption is, actually the caption is a message every woman needs to hear, but she says, being skinny is trending again, so let me ask you. I'm going to link all of the videos that I've reacted to down below. Again, your girl uses YouTube Shorts. However, this is the one that I am actually going to keep muted because, I thought for sure, like, I'm like, oh, everything I'm going to react to is going to have like copyrighted music. This is the only thing, so I'm not going to copyright myself just for this one video. But the song she picks is amazing, so please go watch it on your own. And then before I start reacting, I'm sorry. The other thing I want to say is that, yes, for some reason on TikTok, but you know, shit rolls downhill, so it is being like reflected in other places in our society. The ultra thin is in. I don't know why I'm saying for some reason. It's a lot of things. It's Ozempic, it's Hollywood, it's a lot of things. And I say that as someone who's using a GLP-1. Okay, but let's react. I will say, I feel like the answers for Simone Biles would be no, because I feel like gymnasts have to be like really light to where they can do what they do. But regardless, that's not the point. You don't know or care. I don't know or care. this chick is ripped. She looks amazing. Look at those freaking curtsy lunges. I hate curtsy lunges. Train to be strong, not skinny. Eat to be nourished, not thin. Work out to build, not burn. And obviously, this is from the perspective of someone who is trying to lose weight. If you ask me, like, maybe do you want to be skinny or strong? The answer is strong. I've told this story before. I cannot remember when, but basically, whenever I was in college, weighed the same as my sister randomly. Now, my sister can get very lean when she wants to. Sorry, that sounds like a shade at my sister. My sister is currently training to be strong. So that's what I mean. That's not like a fat comment. My sister is actually in immaculate shape. And she lifts a lot and she really likes going to the gym. Can't relate. Regardless, at just this time, I was very lean and my sister was on the heavier side at this point many, many years ago. But I was in college, she had an allergic reaction and we had to carry her and I was able to like fireman pick her up on my own. That is goals. And I was literally picking up my own body weight. Now, was it fun or easy? Absolutely not. And it was also, I'm sure, some adrenaline because we were afraid. Obviously, she's okay. But yeah, regardless, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just that was a very proud moment for me. And it really freaks me out because again, it always comes back on women. Men don't get this pressure like you need to be rail thin. They do deal with other pressures and whatnot. Women have a lot more going on biologically. You know, we have our cycle, we have a lot more hormones. You know, if you don't have a regular cycle, you're more susceptible to cancer of the, uterine variety or reproductive cancers and things like that. And that's why I think it's so important to be outspoken, like, hey, please eat, please nourish yourself. Do not try to take up as little space as possible. You're worth taking up space, always 100%. And I loved the visual, I love the song, I love everything about this. No notes. All right, so this next one is by a small creator called Blossom Lavova. And if you like what I present to you, please go. She's at least as of now, let's see how many, she's got 4.6 thousand subscribers. She puts out short form content and her whole thing is, I'm a happy fat person. And she says that, that's not me like, calling her that. She says that at the beginning of all her videos. In fact, she sings it in a very melodious, is that the word? Voice. And she shows you what she eats. And it's interesting. Part of the reason I include her is because her content honestly just makes me happy. Her voice is soothing. I guess I just really like that now that I'm thinking about it. And so she shows off her food. Her food always looks amazing. Yes, she is an overweight person, but she's happy being that way. We love that for her. But her food, like she eats a lot of nutritional food. It's like Liam the Bean guy says, like low calorie and healthy are not the same thing. Something can be healthy and not be low calorie. I'm looking at you, delicious avocado. And she does get hate, although generally a lot of people are really kind and supportive, but she does get hate and people that are very triggered that she has the audacity to be a happy fat person. So we're going to react to this. I picked a random video from one of her more popular ones, so I actually don't know what I'm reacting to this time.
I'm a happy fat person and this is what I eat in a day. I started my day out with this beautiful rainbow plate. Gave a little bit of watermelon to my doggy. I had cottage cheese with homemade jam. A sandwich.
I just want to sidebar, nothing that has anything. First of all, rainbow plate, we love it. Eat your colors, girlfriend. Second of all, I really want a dog at some point. I just can't right now. I mean, first of all, I have a baby. I have a lot of responsibilities, but also I live in an apartment. But one day I would love to get a house and get a dog.
With sprouts, goat cheese, avocado, olives, and cucumber. I also had
other than the olives, does that not sound amazing? She always, if you're like a big sandwich person, she's always eating a delicious, I'm literally salivating. She's always eating a delicious sandwich.
A tomato juice. For dinner, I got Jersey Mike's. I tried the Big Kahuna sandwich. I think that's what it's called. I will say it was really good, but whatever peppers were there were just too many of them and they were too bitter.
Okay, first of all, I'm something of a big kahuna myself. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I slept on Jersey Mike's for a really long time. And I randomly downloaded the app, not randomly, I downloaded the app to get a birthday freebie from them. And a lot of the time I will do their sub in a tub and it's amazing. Why did I sleep on them for so long? I had a friend come visit me when I was postpartum, and she asked me what I wanted. Now, I did not abscond from deli meat when I was pregnant. I am of the mindset, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm of the mindset, like, you can't have both. Like, you can't tell me, like, you can't have deli meat, but have all the salad you want when lettuce totally has, like, some of the stuff that deli meat has. You don't get both. You have to choose. Either I'm not eating lettuce and I'm not eating lunch meat, or I get to eat both. So I opted to eat both. I did try for warm subs generally, but I totally ate sandwiches. Point is, though, I didn't eat as much lunch meat as usual. I did try to, like, limit it. And so when she asked me, when she came to visit me, what would you like postpartum? I was like, baby girl, I love a sub sandwich. And she was like, okay, I'm going to go to Jersey Mike's. I have been sleeping on Jersey Mike's. They are so freaking good. I don't like Jimmy John's as much. I think their bread is too hard. Firehouse Subs is delicious but expensive. I worked a hospital overnight job where the only restaurant open late was Subway. So, like, when I think of Subway, I'm like, ugh. Okay, it's not that serious. Also, Subway is overpriced now and not the best quality. Jersey Mike's, though. Oh, they're so good. Their chicken salad, it's not healthy, but it is the most chickeny chicken salad I've ever had. God, I'm rambling. Okay.
Also, I had that with some watermelon. Also, our swamp cooler was broken, so I ate this directly in front of the fan. I also had a glacier cherry Gatorade. Then I had one of these homemade coconut berry popsicles I made. The swamp cooler was finally fixed. Also, how cute are my undies? They have pumpkins on them. I wanted to try out some cereal. I had the Fruit O's before, but I've never had these.
I just like the representation. I love all of it, but I really like the representation. You know, I'm here for it.
1% or 2% milk is the best milk. Also, which spoon do you guys prefer for cereal? Big or small? Because I prefer big. This brand of Fruit Loops, the Fruit O's, were very good, but they taste primarily like orange. Did the night with a bunch of water. That's all of you guys. Bye!
Hi there. Tired editing Maddie here. I didn't really love my reaction to Blossom Lavova, if I'm saying her name right. I really love my reaction to her video. Like, I feel like I mainly was reacting to what she had eaten that day, which was delicious looking, don't get me wrong. But I didn't fully explain why it is that I like her so much as a creator. So I still to this day, despite being on the internet, trying to lose weight and doing things for years, I have a terrible relationship with food. If I'm not actively trying to lose weight, if I'm not actively quote unquote on a diet, I eat like an asshole. I just do. There are times where, you know, life is happening. And here's the thing. I'm a big proponent that you only have so many fucks to give. And so if your life is like actively falling apart and someone's like shitting on you for not eating healthy, like, fuck them. But, you know, there were also times where my life wasn't actively falling apart and I was still like eating like an asshole at times when I should have been locking the fuck in. And it's really annoying. Annoying isn't the right word, but like, it's just something I really need to work on, which is like, hey, Maddie, just because you aren't actively trying to lose weight doesn't mean you have to have dessert every day. Doesn't mean you have to go all day without like really eating some good proper fruits and vegetables. And that's why I like her so much as a creator, because despite the fact that she is a self-proclaimed quote unquote happy fat person, she has a far better relationship than I do with food and a lot of people do with food. And that's why I like her so much. So definitely give her a follow. She's just a fun vibe and we love that. That's all I got. And at the end of all of her videos, she usually is like, okay, I love you, bye. And she always puts like a little cute little kitty cat. I love it. I love the vibe. If you go to her latest video, please tell her that I sent you. She does not know who I am. I have commented a few times and whatnot, but she doesn't know who I am. We've never like conferred, but I quite like her. So in order to appease the people who voted that they wanted to see me rant and commented like, maybe we love a good rant, I have chosen a video to rant about. However, I do want to give myself a sufficient amount of time to rant, and I'm actually about out of time. I've got to go pick up my son from daycare. So we will pick another day. I'm sorry this is being filmed on different days, but like, you're just seeing it in one video, so it's fine. It's okay. But I will see you in the future, a future version of Maddie to Rant. This next rant might not be what you think it is. So the video is like POV, your kid begs for a hamburger and you get him a hamburger. Now, I originally saw this video when like a parenting coach was reacting to it. Like, you know, they green screen their little head in. They claim they were a doctor. I don't know if they truly are, because a lot of people be out here on these internet streets claiming they're a doctor, and it turns out they're like a chiropractor or like a dietitian. And it's like, I'm not saying a chiropractor isn't a doctor, but you know what we think when you say you're a doctor. Just saying. And so I originally saw the video in that context, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. This parenting coach, or whatever you want to call its reaction to it, like, I was like, maybe I'm not ready to be a parent. Like, I'm not built for this. I'm going to be real. Like, it was the kind of video that when boomers see it, they're like, our society is doomed. These kids are too damn soft. But like, if they said that, I'd be like, I kind of see your point. I'm going to talk more on that in a little bit. But let's just react to the video. But before I react, I have another pre-rant. And that pre-rant is, listen, if I see someone posting their child on the internet, I'm not going to go and leave like a nasty comment like, how dare you post your child on the internet? You shouldn't do that. I don't do that because it's a really personal decision. It's honestly like not really my concern. You know, it is what it is. I don't love it, but that's my personal opinion. But what will set me so far the fuck off is when people post videos of their child having a tantrum or just having an emotional moment, an emotional breakdown on the internet with their full face. Why? Stop doing that. Like, if I were like alive whenever posting this kind of stuff online were a thing, and my mom was like, look, I shared you on my TikTok, and it's me like just having a meltdown over something, I'm not saying like we would stop talking for a while, but we might stop talking for a little while, because that's so shitty. Like, why are you chasing clout at the expense of your own children? Like, why? Stop showing your children in vulnerable moments online. Let's react to the video.
Oh, I don't want that.
That's the hamburger. That's what you wanted.
I feel terrible saying this. I will say, in blurring the kid's face, which I will be doing, you do miss some of their just extra reaction. But here's the things I want to point out, and this isn't a rant, it's just what I want to point out. You can see in the background that it's like really dark outside, and so I'm pretty sure this poor little guy, he looks like, I don't know, sometimes I'm a really good judge of kids' age and sometimes I'm not. To me, he looks like he's like 5 or 6 years old, but I think he's just hangry. I think it's a late dinner. They had to run through the drive-thru real quick. So I think the reason like he's having such a strong reaction is that he's angry. Let us continue. Hangry.
You said a hamburger.
Wait, what did you want? I wanted a hamburger, not just 2 things on a hamburger. That's not even how you make a hamburger.
I don't know what you're saying, Max.
Wait, what's a hamburger to you?
It's
a hamburger! You put tomatoes and stuff on it.
First of all, this kid has a more adult palate than I do currently. Actually, I don't mind tomatoes on a burger, but like, I'm pretty sure at some point he also mentions pickle. I don't know for sure, but like, anyway. But it took me a long time to work up to tomatoes on a burger and like lettuce and mayo and stuff. God, I'm getting hungry. I want a burger. I will say, I just think it's relatable that his dad walks away. Now, when I first saw this video on that parenting coach's page, all of the fucking comments missed the mark. They all missed the mark. Most of them were saying like, yeah, well, he's right. He wanted a hamburger and you took him through McDonald's. And I was like, ah, yes, because all children are too good for McDonald's. Oh, but the other thing was a lot of people like pointed out like, oh, the dad's such a shithead for like walking away during that time, like, wow, the dad really dropped the ball there. Is it me? I don't feel like the dad dropped the ball there. I would personally rather, as a parent, like if Henry is like, you know, overstimulated, if he's irritated, I would rather him walk away like, hey man, I don't know what else to do for you right now. And him to step away and not crash the fuck out. And I hope that he would want the same for me. Like, I would rather walk away than be like, are you kidding me? You know, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't think the kid's in the wrong, but I get where the parents are coming from. You asked for a hamburger, I gave you a hamburger. But in the kid's mind, and that's not what a hamburger is. You know, there's like a disconnect. I will say, I wish I had this parenting coach react video. I'm just reacting to the video itself, but I'm pretty sure that she had to take it down. I did find her page. It took me forever to find her freaking page because there's a lot of parenting coaches, but I found her page and it's not on there anymore. I scrolled it on multiple platforms because I really wanted to react to it. Because like I said earlier, she had the reaction that would like make boomers feel like society is failing, because she looked into the camera. And look, here's the thing. I empathize with this kid. I sympathize with this kid. But guys, she looked into the camera and she said, he's not upset about the hamburger. He's upset about the failed promise of what he thought he would have. Or something really dramatic like that. And in that moment, I literally was like, I showed it to Henry. And I'm not gonna lie, Henry had the same reaction I did. Like, you ever have like a guttural reaction and you know it's objectively like wrong. It's not right to have that reaction, but that is your initial guttural reaction. Both of our initial guttural reactions was like, oh no, your hamburger doesn't have, you know, pickle and tomato on it. This must be so difficult for you. I'm so sorry. You poor thing. You know what's funny? And also like the parenting coach's reaction, I'm like, really? A failed promise? Really? What is this? A contract? What's going on here? But this exact scenario actually happened to me. Now, I will say, as a child, as a poor child at that, because me and Henry both grew up poor, and I do think we have like certain triggers, because we very much grew up in a you eat what's on your plate. I'm not going to make you a separate dinner, because even if I wanted to make you a separate dinner, which I don't, because I'm not a chef or a maid, and hey, I'm not dogging me or Henry's moms for feeling that way, but even if I wanted to make you a separate dinner, I could not, because we do not have the money to be making 2 different dinners. And that was how we grew up. And so I had this exact scenario. I do think I was a little older. I was probably like 7 or 8 years old. And I was with someone, one of my mom's friends and her little girl. And all I kept saying, I was so excited to go to McDonald's, because we did not go to McDonald's very much, because again, we were poor, but it was the friend's mom's treat. Sorry, the cat's meowing. Hang on. He's distracting me. Okay, I'm back. All I kept saying to my friend's mom was, I just want a hamburger. I just want a hamburger, a cheeseburger. And I'm like, I just want a cheeseburger. And in my mind, it was the opposite of that kid. A cheeseburger is plain. I also, even now, as with an adult palate, I hate the way McDonald's dresses their burgers. It's gross. They like ketchup. I think it's like ketchup, mustard, onion, and pickle. And like their onion is like onion flecks. And also, we know how I feel about pickles, y'all. So yeah, so when I bit into that, I was like, But you know what I did? It was nighttime. We were in the back seat. I just kindly took the top bun off, scraped as much as I possibly could, but there's no scraping all of it off, because I swear to God, it gets in every freaking crevice. But I quietly scraped it off. I took the pickle off. I said thank you, and I ate my burger, because that's what you did when I was a kid. And I'm not saying this kid is wrong for having his reaction. Honestly, my anger is not toward the kid. It's toward the stupid ass reaction where I initially saw this, and the fact that I can't react to it. And then like the comments just getting it wrong of like, well, yeah, he probably didn't want crappy McDonald's. And then also the dad shouldn't have walked away. Yeah, honestly, if it were me, and I guess I don't know this because, you know, my baby's a 1-year-old. I've not experienced that yet. But I have babysat a lot. I've nannied, and I've worked in daycares and stuff. Honestly, I maybe like someone's going to judge me for this. My reaction, especially if I know the kid likes it, is to just walk away. Okay, you don't have to eat it. I'm going to give you a moment to collect yourself, and then we can talk about what we're doing here. And I walk away. Kind of like that dad. Judge me if you want. Okay, and last but not least, as promised, we're going to react to some happy stuff. Now, like truly like joyful. You know what's funny though, is that I totally may be ranting slightly about one of these things. So, the second to last creator is someone called Traphouse Nature. And I completely discovered this creator out in the wild, but now I follow him. I will say I found him on Facebook Reels, and he definitely has a TikTok, but I can't tell which one is his real YouTube profile. So I will link off to the one I'm reacting to, but there's two Traphouse Natures and they both have his videos. I think they're both him, but it could be an imposter. I'm really sorry if it is. Find him if you follow him. If you have Facebook or if you have TikTok, follow him on there, because I do feel bad. But the caption is, my biggest op is this hashtag frog.
I hate this fucking frog. His name is Marcus and he my worst enemy. He don't comprehend shit. He don't pay attention to nothing. Worst part about him, I got 5 more just like him. Like right here, this is King Von. It's so fucking dramatic. It's right here, Robert. He'll crash out too. And right here, this DeMarcus. Marcus be chilling sometimes. He don't really do shit. It's right here, Artemis. I think he autistic. It's right here.
Okay, so the first time I saw this guy, it was him getting DeMarcus for the first time. And he was ranting about his main frog, Marcus. Marcus is like the main character frog on the channel. And he basically was ranting about Marcus and was like, I want to get him someone he can look up to. I want to get him a brother. But then DeMarcus starts acting the same way Marcus does. So he names him Marcus and DeMarcus. Tell me there's not anything funnier than that. Oh my God. It makes me want to cry thinking about it, but like tears of pure joy. So the part that I feel like could turn into a rant is that, God, I always like hesitate to say stuff like this. I love hearing people rant about their pets on the internet. There's a channel that I follow. I follow a couple like couples channels. One of them is Michael DiCostanzo. Don't judge me, but they do like a lot of scavenger hunts and things like that. And it always looks so fun. And I'm like, I want to do that. And then like if me and Henry both had like a week off for vacation and Hank went to daycare, we would just film a bunch of shorts and just have a good time. But alas, that will literally never happen. We use our vacation days to go see family, and then also if we're sick. But it always looks so fun. But there's another channel, Cam2R, I think, and then Sierra is his girlfriend. And they have a bunch of cats, and I swear he feels the same way about his cat Doug that Traphouse Nature feels about his frog Marcus. And I have a cat like that. It's Zelda. It's the cat that was literally has interrupted this video twice, meowing outside the door. I'm not gonna tell y'all he's my biggest op, but he also is my biggest opponent in this world. No, he just gets on my last nerve. I have videos like ranting about Zelda. Well, I think just one that I can think of where I found out he's literally clawed holes in the carpet in all 3 of our rooms. We have a 3-bedroom. We're very fortunate. He has clawed holes in all 3 of the freaking rooms. And the worst part is they don't want for lack of clawing spaces. We have 3 cat trees in the house. We have, I don't know, another thing that they can claw. It's not a cat tree. It's just some kind of surface that they can claw. We used to have more, but we finally got rid of them because they were seeing, you know, they had seen better days. But Jesus freaking Christ, like, I don't know what you want. He yowls outside the door. Whenever I'm putting Hank down, without fail, he yowls outside the nursery door every day. And I try really hard to remember to put him in the laundry room or just get him to where he's not yowling outside the door. But unfortunately, usually Hank's a little fussier in the evenings. Like he doesn't want to get changed. He doesn't want to do anything like that. I'm usually like overstimulated and I'm trying to get Hank, you know, to go down. And so I'm not thinking about stupid Zelda. And also like he usually doesn't make himself known until it's time to put him to bed. Do you know how infuriating it is to be giving your baby a bottle and to be watching him drift off slowly and then and then claw at the door, and then his eyes pop open. I swear to God, I see red every single fucking time. And I've heard like people like will act like you're abusing your cat if you spray them with a spray bottle. I totally spray them with a spray bottle. You can unsubscribe right now if you want to. People really be acting like you're beating your cats by spraying them with a spray bottle. I literally like read on Reddit. No one's ever told this to me. Nobody's ever judged me in person, but if you want to judge me here, you feel free. I read on Reddit someone saying like, it will decrease your cat's bond to you. I want his bond decreased to me. I don't want him to bond as much with me. I kid you not, when I was pregnant and I would have to like lay really still, he'd be like trying to like crawl on my face, and like he'll also bite my fingers if he wants more attention. He'll bite my toes if he catches me taking a nap. I have to lock him out when I have to take a nap. And like Henry will like actively be like, come here, Zelda, and try to show him attention. And he literally is like trying to get free of Henry, to get to me, to bite my fingers and toes because he wants attention from me, because nothing's ever good enough. Nothing's ever good enough. Okay. So the point is, when I see this man's unadulterated hatred for a frog, I get it. We feed Zelda. We love Zelda. Zelda cost us $800 right before Hank was born. And you know the worst part of all? He couldn't keep down anything, and he wouldn't eat or drink. And that's bad news bears. So we took him to the vet. I was like, listen, this cat may be my biggest op, but like I don't want him to die. Jesus. And so we took him to the vet, and they did an x-ray, which we paid for. And they were like, we don't know, but we're going to give him some medicine to decrease his nausea, and, you know, you might have to come back. And we went back twice. Literally, they couldn't find what caused it because they assumed he ate something and it was stuck in his intestines. They were like, oh, I guess he just got sick. We don't know. We don't know. Here's $800. So he would do that right before my baby's born. I'm sorry. Something else he will do is he will knock over my office trash can. Now you might notice like, oh, Maddie, you have the bag weirdly tucked in there. And that's because I can't actually like get a big bag and put it around properly because he will chew the bag and then throw up. I kind of wonder if maybe that's what he ate whenever he got sick. But like, again, they just never found anything, and we never found anything in his poop. He will actively knock over the trash can. And the worst part is he knows how mad it makes me, and he waits until I'm gone to do it. We have a brick at the bottom. He used to knock over our big trash cans, but we put a stop to it by putting like actual cinder blocks. But we have a brick to deter him. It doesn't really work. He knocks them over. Like I could literally go to the bathroom and he'll knock it over, and it's so fucking infuriating. Someone out there is gonna be like, oh, Maddie, this poor cat, like that's horrible. How could you say that? How could he? How could he? Okay. Again, we feed him, we love him, I pet him, even when he bites my fingers if I'm not paying attention to him. He's a biter, he always has been. Oh, and then at night when we're like trying to relax, maybe I'm trying to edit, he'll hop in our laps. And it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Okay, come here, scritch, scritch, scritch. Just kidding. He's hopping on our laps to bite our headphone cords. He will literally actively, even if I move it out of the way, he's trying to get to it to bite it. Okay, I'm fine. I like I said, I'm always nervous to rant about like pet related stuff because I don't want anybody to be like, Maddie, that's terrible. You're probably abusing him. I can hate him and still love him and take care of him. I don't have to like him, okay? Here he is, not a care in the world. There's his fat brother too. Okay, that's my alarm to go work out. I need to get this rage out. As y'all can see though, I do take care of him and pay his $800 vet visits, but sometimes he really does make me sick. Okay.
Artemis, I think he autistic. This right here is Jimothy. I got 6 fucking frogs now, so I had to buy them a big ass tank to upgrade their shit. And this they new shit go crazy. I had to set them up with something crazy. Like, welcome to your new home. I was like, be free, guys. I was like, go explore. Like, who am I kidding? Like, who am I kidding? Why do I think they finna listen? Why do I think they finna do anything that makes sense? I was highly overstimulated doing this. King Von, please get the fuck out. King Von, why are you being so dramatic? What are you doing? King Von, why are you climbing back up in it? Holy fuck. What is
God? I so relate to that too. Like it'll be like one of those things where I'll be like, here guys, check this out. And they'll be like, what is this? Anyway, okay, let's keep going.
that? And I had to hit him with the hydration ritual. Marcus, please, bro, I do not have time for your shit, bro. What is this? Marcus, I promise you, I do not have time for your shit, bro. What the fuck? He was pissing me off. I had to retire. I had to keep watering the tank, bro. Marcus, he do not like that shit. What? Trying to attack me every time I spray his tank down. Who you looking at like this? I know what you want. You want nourishment.
Hell yeah, nourishment.
I had to feed Marcus. Yo, give it up. It's been months, bro. You still doing this shit? You gotta give up the gig eventually. And infected the whole tank, bro. Look at this shit. Robert, for the love of God, eat like you got some sense, bro. Hey, Jimothy, I see you hiding in there. Get your fucking food. Jimothy, you greedy fuck. Let go. Marcus, I'm about to whoop your ass. Influence. What the f*** is his forehead? He got the Super Saiyan 3 forehead. Marcus, for the love of God, please stop looking at me. Marcus, no! Artemis is off. What the fuck? You was born in captivity. You would not have made it in a wild game. You would have been in a pack before you... He got kneecaps. Would have been in a pack before you made it out the tadpole phase. Look at this look at this mother... Vaughn, you've been pissing me off all day. It's time for you to behave. That's what I'm talking about, King Vaughn. Act like a model citizen. Here go DeMarcus, the only calm one in the tank. What's wrong about you, DeMarcus? You one of the good ones. But this motherfucker right here... Ooh, Marcus, you mother... Ooh. Cause you lucky you not a human, bro. In fact, you lucky I'm not a frog, bro. I ain't even cut or edit this clip. This the whole this how you do it. Non-fabricated. He really lived like this. Let the fuck go! This the frog arm. Gang of dumbasses. We're gonna add up all the brain cells in here and then double it. And then double it again. It'd be 3. Get off of him! All their foreheads look like that. What the f? I already know who that was. It was Marcus. Artemis my favorite though, cause he an autistic amphibian, just like me. King Von the most disrespectful though, most vocal. Like, who the fuck you yelling at? Me and King Von getting full blown arguments. Whole time DeMarcus is over there minding his business. Fuck, they all be standing on top of each other. Whole tank haven't had.
Like him talking about what all he has to go through with them also reminds me, and I've showed it on camera before. We literally have to put the cats in a sling to trim their claws. Now I will say, for all my belly aching and ranting about Zelda, I actually don't. He's the only one. I can't get his back one, so when we have to get his back claws, he has to go in the sling. But yeah, we literally have to put them in there because they act like they're being murdered. And I'm actually pretty good at trimming cat claws. I don't know if you know this, but they have a quick, so like, you know, with us, our nail is like, it's its own separate thing, but they're like from the joint, but their joint is built in, which is why you should never declaw a cat. Like, listen, I don't want Zelda ripping holes through my carpet either, but declawing is inhumane and cruel, and don't do it. But because they literally, it's not just taking the nail off, they have a joint in there. So the point is, you have to be careful when you're trimming their claws. You don't want to get there quick. You don't want to do it. Don't do it. Having said that, I'm actually really good about seeing where the quick is, avoiding it, just trimming off the ends so it's not extra long. And I swear to God, Gandalf will bite me. If for some reason they also bite my ring, and they have missed and bit the shit out of my finger. So yeah, they suck. They suck. Taking care of pets, it's hard work. Even cats. And apparently even frogs. All right, and last but not least, I once saw this in a compilation and I thought it was so funny that I went and found the original video and saved it. I have nothing to say. Let's just watch.
Mama, come here, brother. Ain't all the cookies. Look, come here. Look at him. Look.
Why you snitching?
He ate all the cookies, Mama. Punish him. Look.
Okay, a few things. Number one, when I saw a dog, I was dying. It was so funny. God have mercy. So one of my coworkers, I was literally about to say her name, but one of my coworkers recently got a puppy and she has an elder dog. And so one day she messaged me and she's like, so my elder dog just came up and started bumping me with his snout. And she's like, so I knew he wanted me to see something. So I went into the living room and saw that the puppy had chewed up all the couch cushions. And I'm like, oh, he tattling. He's like, well, really, he just wants me to know, like, this wasn't me. And so instantly I'm like, girl, I have to send this to you because it's so funny. And so I sent it to her and she's like, that is really funny. And I was like, I kid you not, in my real life, like if I'm like being like desperate, like I'll do the same thing in the same voice. I'll be like, look. And she's like, new vocal stem unlocked, which I guess is some kind of kid talk of saying, I don't know, new vocal stem unlocked. But part of the reason I love that short so much is you cannot convince me that's not exactly how that conversation was going down. Even down to brother being like, why you snitching? Oh my God. I'm always impressed by people's creativity because who sees that and goes, you know what, I'm gonna do a voice and I'm gonna throw my voice even so it sounds like he's shouting from far away. This video really was for the real ones. This is definitely a bonus video. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to edit this video. So even though it was a sit down video and they are the easiest, you know, doing the reaction videos and stuff like that amongst it can be kind of difficult. I don't even know if it'll be monetized, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, again, for the real ones. And if you did, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, because the YouTube wizards, they love that for the growth of my channel. Because we have hit 5,000 subscribers, but we can keep growing. I'll be fine. I'll be all right with that. Hope my rants weren't too off-putting. It always lives in me, the desire to rant. But I will see you guys in the next one. I love you so much. Thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers, and have a great day. Bye. Bye.